my YouTube channel. If you're new here, then my name is Kashish and welcome to my mid-year book tag video. I know again I haven't uploaded anything in a while, but it's just that my college got over and I just wanted to, take this month to like not do anything and just relax and read. And if I'm being really honest, I loved it. I mean, I read so many books this month and it's just that it was amazing, but now I am back and look forward to amazing videos in the upcoming months because I have a lot of ideas that I wanted to do. So you know what, let's just get started and see how the first half of 2024 year has gone in terms of reading for me. Okay, so I have a few set of questions here and I'm gonna be answering that, and this gives like a complete idea of how my 2024 reading has been for the first 6 months of the year. So the first question we have is best book you've read this year. Okay. So it's like I had quite a few five-star reads in the past 6 months, but I just feel like these two books were like really the best books that I've read this year, honestly. So the first one is The Lost Bookshop by E.V. Woods. I mean, I picked this book out of the blue and like it was not in my TBR. I just saw it in the bookstore, read the blurb, and I was just completely convinced because the concept was so amazing, and the writing, the storytelling, everything was just so perfect. I mean, I took my time with this book. It took me like 2 to 3 months to read it, but it's just that I just didn't want it to finish because it was so good. I mean, if you're a reader, if you read this book, you can completely relate to how the characters feel in terms of reading and what they have experienced as a reader. And the whole plot line, going from the past to the present and the lost bookshop appearing out of nowhere. I mean, everything in this book was just perfect. I mean, I gave it 5 stars, and some of the quotes in this book is just amazing. I mean, I would definitely recommend this, and I would ask every single one of you to read this book. And after that, the second book that was like the best book I've read this year was P.S. You're Intolerable by Julia Wolf. So I read this in January on my Kindle, and oh my god, I love this book. I mean, a single mother, workplace romance, grumpy sunshine. I mean, like, these are all of my favorite tropes. And I mean, this whole book was just so freaking adorable. I mean, Elliot is an amazing character. And I just loved how he just went from this grumpy boss to, being this cute dad for Josephine. I mean, I absolutely loved that, and I mean, honestly, best one of the best romances I've read this year. So, moving on, the next question is best sequel you've read so far. Okay, so the best sequel that I've read this year is Mind to Tease by Emily A. Myers. So this is a mafia romance, enemies to lovers, and this is the second book in the Blood and Bourbon series. And I mean, I adore Emily A. Myers books, and I mean, mafia romance is just like an amazing trope, and I just always enjoy anything. But I would do recommend that if you're picking up this book, then please check the trigger warnings and then read it. But I definitely recommend this so much, and it was just an amazing read. And oh my god, I just received this hardcover yesterday, and I'm just so happy because it came in time for me to shoot this video. Because I mean, look at it, it's so pretty, and I love it. So yeah, this is the best sequel I've read this year. And moving on, we have the next question. New releases you haven't read yet but want to. Okay, so firstly, I want to read False Start by Candy Steiner. So it released in the first week of June. And I mean, it's like, really want to read this book, but I don't know, I'm just saving it for a time that, I am really craving a book like that. So I'm the type of person who likes to gatekeep books from myself. So if I feel like this book is going to be 5 stars, I won't read it till the time I feel like this is the perfect time or the perfect moment to read this. So I don't know. I'm just waiting for that moment to arrive so I can read this book and just be like, oh my god, this was 5 stars. And then after that, I have Love Unwritten. So yeah, I really want to read this, but it's just I'm waiting for the paperback to come to India, and then I'm gonna buy and read it. And then after that, I have Not So Truly Yours. That is the third book in the Harder They Fall series by Julia Wolf, Fake Dating. And I love the character. He was there in the other two books in the series, and I'm just really excited to read that too. And after that, I have Darkest Sins by Neva Altaj. Okay, so this is another book where I'm just keeping it for a day where I feel like, yeah, this is what I want to read today. So I mean, like Falstaff and Darkest Sins are two books that I just have downloaded on my Kindle, but I'm just waiting for the perfect day to read it. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So yeah. And moving on, the next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Okay, so obviously we have Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I mean, I'm just dying to read that book because that cliffhanger in Powerless was just cruel, and I just want to know what happens next. And after that, you have Play Along by Liz Stomford. I mean, that is also releasing next month. And oh my god, I am so excited for Isaiah and Kennedy's book. I mean, I just can't wait. I just want it in my hands and I just want to read it. There's Spectacular by Stephanie Garber that also comes out in like September or October, if I'm not wrong, but it's like a novella to the Caravel series, and I love the Caravel series, so I'm really looking forward to reading these. So these are some releases that I wanna read in the next 6 months. I mean, there are more, but these three are the ones that like I'm really excited for. And the next question is biggest surprise. So that would definitely be Foul Lady Fortune by Chloe Gong. So I was not a big fan of these violent delights. I mean, I love the characters, but I was just not vibing with the plot line and the whole storyline of the monsters and everything. So I was just a bit skeptical if I would like Foul Lady Fortune. And I mean, it took me a really long time to get into the book. I mean, I started it, then I stopped it for a while. Then I picked it up again, and then I don't know, something happened and the book just clicked and I absolutely loved reading it. I was like literally gonna DNF this book or give it like 2 or 3 stars because that was how I felt in while I was reading the first 100 pages. But then the Marriage of Convenience trope hit and I'm like, oh my god, this book is perfect. And I mean both Celia and Rosalind's love interests are like amazing. And somehow I loved the storyline in this book. I mean, at the end, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So, yeah, I am really happy that I gave this book a fair chance and I ended up loving it. So, this was definitely a big surprise for me when I finished it. And moving on, let's see what our next question is. New favorite author. Okay, so that would definitely be Julia Wolf. I mean, I've read only two books by her till now, but I gave both of them like 4.5 and 5 stars. And I just love how she writes her characters, and I love how those characters communicate in the book. I mean, this is what I want. And it's like her books have like a perfect balance of like everything from like spice to communication to build up to slow burn. So I mean, I just really love how she's written both of these books that I've read, like Sincerely Yours, Inconvenient Wife, and P.S. You're Intolerable. So like, I'm really looking forward to reading more books by her. And the next question is book that made you cry. Okay, I would definitely say that that would be Learn Your Lesson by Candy Steiner. I mean, there is nothing like sad in that book, but it's just that the way it was written and the experiences that these characters went through and moving on from those, I don't know, I just loved that whole part. And I mean, when Will finally came to like tell his feelings to Chloe, I mean, I loved that scene and that definitely made me cry. I just loved that whole scene and the way this guy just did not speak a lot, but then when he had to be like really honest about his feelings for Chloe, he just like, oh my god, the things he said were like amazing and I loved it so much. And the next question that we have is newest fictional crush. So my newest fictional crushes of this year is definitely, firstly we have Julian Lopez from Love Redesign. Oh my god, everything he did for Dahlia was just freaking amazing and I just loved him. And obviously him being a billionaire was like a plus point, and it's just, yeah, I don't have much to say, but I mean I just loved him and I just loved this book a lot. And then after that we have Tobias Rhodes from All Roads Lead Here. I mean, this guy was, I don't know, I just loved him. He did not speak a lot in the beginning, and we didn't get a lot of conversations. And obviously, this is Marina Zapata, so the book is slow burn. But I mean, everything he did was just like perfect for Aurora, and it's just I mean, that's what you want in real life. I mean, those are like realistic expectations that you can set for people in real life. That's how this man was for Aurora. So definitely I loved his character in this book, and yeah, my new fictional crush, definitely. So yeah, let's move on to the next question. The question is book that made you happy. So for the first time, I read Catherine Cowell's books, and I read her Lost and Found series, and the last two books, Shadows of You and Ashes of You. I mean, I loved both of these books. So Ashes of You is a single dad romance, and Shadows of You is a single mother romance. So, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love that family. I love all the prior couples, and I mean, I love a small town romance where there are like six books, and you see all these characters again and again. So I just love the whole family vibe and the small town vibe of both these books, and specifically, I loved reading both of these books. So I mean, they just genuinely made me really happy. I mean, it does have like like a mystery plot line in both the books, but I don't know, just loved how cute those scenes were in the books, and I mean, I just really enjoyed reading them, and I'm really looking forward to picking up more books by Catherine Cowles. So yeah, and let's move on to the next question. That is, most beautiful book you bought this year or has been gifted. Okay, so the most beautiful book that I bought for me in this year was A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. I mean, look at the cover and the sprayed edges. I mean, it is beautiful, and in addition to that, you have this such a beautiful naked hardcover. I mean, I am, and the best part is that I loved this book. I mean, this definitely has to be one of the best books also that I've read this year, and it's just also beautiful. And then I have two more books to show you guys. This is the Blood and Bourbon series hardcovers that came yesterday, and I'm so happy that they came in time for me to show them in this video. And I mean, look at this. I mean, beautiful. I mean, I'm obsessed with these hardcovers. They're so beautiful, and thank you so much, Emily. I love you. Thank you so much for sending these to me. So yeah, these are the most beautiful books that I bought or were gifted this year. And I think we only have like one last question to go. Let me just check. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? So I definitely want to finish my complete physical TBR. I mean, that was the goal for this year. But I think other than that, the book that I really need to read like in the next 2 months, or like I really want to, is the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I mean, I've been dying to read this for the past year, but I'm just waiting for my friend Shreed to kind of finish the Caravel series, and then we're gonna start buddy reading this in like the next 2 to 3 months. But yeah, definitely a series that I wanna read soon, and hoping that I absolutely love it. And the last question for this mid-year book tag would be like, I mean, I just added this question on my own, so it would be my Goodreads goal, so which is going like really badly. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I mentioned that my Goodreads goal for this year would be the number of books that I have on my physical TBR, which was like 120 or 130 books. And then if I bought a new book, or if I like read a book on my Kindle, then I would add that to my reading goal. But now it's come up to a point where my reading goal is around 163 or 165 books, and I have read only I think 47 or 46 books. So I am very behind my reading goal. I don't know if I'm gonna reach it, but yeah, I am very hopeful that in some way I end up reading so much that I kind of just catch up. I mean, I am 30 books behind schedule, so I'm definitely not catching up. But I think if in the next 2 to 3 months, I might just reduce my reading goal. I don't know if I will reach it or what I'm gonna change it to, but as of now, I'm gonna let it stay that way. I'm really hopeful that I will get to finish all the books on my physical TBR. I mean, it's not possible, but I am gonna try my best. So yeah, this is it for my media book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and definitely let me know, you know, what was the best book that you've read so far, and an anticipated release that you're excited to read in the second half of the year. I mean, I would love to know. It would also help, jog my memory if I forgot any other book that I'm excited to read. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.